Okay.
So now, off that back, just click with your mouse.
Oh. So that reconnects.
Yeah, now it's working, yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Man, Quincy. You're a lifesaver, dude.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Cool, man. Thank you.
And don't forget to click multi-stream too. And the, what's it called?
Oh, where I can see the chat?
So you can see both YouTube and Twitch, what you wanted.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
That's it. No other questions?
Nah, man.
That's everything?
You set me up real good. I'm getting better at controlling the mouse and keyboard. It took me a while to get there. But you're right. It does give you the ability to respond a little faster.
Yeah.
Than like with a joystick. With a joystick, I would respond fast, but my
it takes a long time to turn around and stuff.
Yeah, my reticle controls all over the place. Like I would just be shooting at the ceiling, like out of panic.
Yeah.
Instead of this, well.
Could be like more accurate with this.
Hey Ron, can you guys hear me? So that mic thing. What mic is?
This is your voice.
Where's the audio coming in from? Is it coming into?
To be honest with you, I really have no clue. Well, you have to go into properties. I bet you it's probably this camera of this microphone.
Let's see.
If that's connected. It probably is.
Yep. Yeah, I bet it is. Okay.
Why don't you use those headphones? You can't hear the game, right?
No, I can't. But I can't hear it now.
You can?
It's not even plugged in.
Oh, yeah, plugged in, yeah.
Let me see. But if I plug that in, I got the other thing plugged in. So I think I can play without the audio because I actually like doing it this way so I can actually talk to the people watching without getting distracted. Can you guys hear it? You got okay. Ron says we can hear loud and clear. We can see you playing.
Yeah.
That's good. Thanks, Rod. Is that Ron or
Ron? Ron Welts.
And Lola. Hey, Lola. Okay. I'm determined to believe that I won't be terrible forever if I keep practicing. I'm testing that theory. Now, what game are you playing?
Valorant.
Oh, really? How's that going?
It's going good.
Oh.
I love that game. It's so fun.
So you like that game more than Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Really?
It's more stuff happening. You get kills more often and stuff. And
Okay. Can you guys hear the game?
I said they can't.
They can?
They should be able to.
They can hear the game too? I know they can hear me. Let's make sure everybody can hear the game too. Is it loud? Maybe I gotta turn it down. Oh man. I gotta move. This gas is coming.
I'm gonna be watching you for half an hour.
What you say?
Whatever I come in here to watch, I can't stop watching you.
Oh, there's nothing to watch.
I get intrigued.
Watching a bad game player can't be that much fun. Yeah, if I were good, I could understand that, but because of fire sale.
One person said yes, one person said no. This is interesting.
Said it's interesting?
One person said they could hear the game, and one person said they can't. I don't know if that's what yes or no that's from, but...
Oh, really? Oh, there's two guys fighting each other. We have to kill them both. Oh! Crap. Alright, what's up, everybody? Don't panic and empty all your clips.
Let me know if you...
Alright, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Alright.
So let's see. Nathaniel says, yep, you can hear. Divine Feminine says, no, you can't hear. Can you hear the game? By the way, if you put your questions in the chat, I'll look over every couple minutes and answer your questions if you have a question for me. Well, I assume you heard me say that. Any feedback actually helps me to know if you guys can hear me okay. Because we're just testing theories here. But yeah, let's see. Wish I was a gamer so I could join. Yeah, I'm not a gamer. It takes some commitment. I decided to start playing video games because I wanted to experiment with something new. Because I got kind of tired of doing the same thing every day. So I decided to challenge myself and try to see if I could be a video gamer, which clearly I can't be. Let's see here. So if you have a question, feel free to put the question in the chat. Just make it a short question. Long questions are harder to answer because I gotta answer between killings. Reparations, asshole. Which stocks are hot right now? There's no way of predicting which stocks are gonna do well and take off and all that stuff. I know people tell you that you can, but you really can't predict. You can only kind of look at what's like, to know which stock is hot is kind of a after the fact thing. Like I could tell you which stocks were hot today, but it's not. But it's hard to predict which stocks are going to be hot tomorrow. And I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but believe me, I got academic research behind this. Like not people's emotions and feelings. What do you think about Ocugen stock? I don't know about Ocugen. Sorry, man, I haven't seen it. How are you playing and just reading? How am I playing and reading? Because you're on the screen and I can see the chat on the screen. Thoughts on Coinbase? I saw something that said Coinbase stock was going to go up and down based on the strength of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin does well, Coinbase. When Ethereum and Bitcoin do well, Coinbase does well. So Bitcoin and Ethereum did pretty well today. Yeah, one thing I've observed that's actually given me a lot more confidence in things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and all that is I really believe that the people who truly believe in crypto are going to be the ones who will sustain the value of Bitcoin and all that and keep it from dropping too low. And that's an important point because my biggest concern had been, what if people just lose interest in crypto and the price drops to nothing, right? And that's kind of a risky thing. And I used to be concerned about that, but now I'm not. Oh, shit. This guy's shooting me. You son of a bitch. Now he's going to reload his clip just so he can finish killing me. Great. Thank you. Yeah, so now I'm a bigger believer in crypto because I believe the communities are really committed, and that's what's going to keep it moving. Activision's in big trouble and being sued by California. Really? Oh, interesting. I got to look that up. How do you feel about crypto? I love crypto. I have lots of it. What are your thoughts on the stock market today? Beautiful. If you remember, see, this is why you guys got to watch the Black Financial Channel. If you remember on Monday, I told you guys, I said, don't be surprised if the worst day of the year is followed by the best day of the year because the market tends to get oversold. It tends to overreact. So it overreacted, and you saw a bunch of things that you could have bought on Monday shooting up in price. And that's what I did. I just pumped a bunch of money in, and then the price went up. So it worked out pretty well. Thank you, B Easy, for your donation. I appreciate that. You own an HVAC company in the Chicagoland area named Sir Chill Heating and Cooling. I would love to be of service. An HVAC company, Sir Chill. Well, we just got our furnaces redone. We bought all new furnaces, and it was very expensive. So HVAC is apparently a lucrative industry, so I congratulate you on that. Mind your own. How do you feel about the trans female model on Sports Illustrated? No comment. No comment. Was it on the swimsuit issue? If they starting to, I'm not gonna say nothing, but I won't be. That's not my cup of tea. How about that? Silver's holding steady. Yes. I haven't followed Silver, but okay, that's very nice to hear. Okay, let me hop on here, see if I can find somebody to kill. Okay, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Oh, they're all over on the other part of the. Oh, they're somewhere else. I gotta go find out where all the soldiers are. I'm just gonna get on up here, see if I can snipe people. Oh man, hold on. Got urgent work here. Did I get him? I think I got him. Yeah, he's gone. Okay. See if I can get this other dude. Oh well. They're black and Asian. Who is? Oh! They're on the swimsuit issue? Yeah. Ooh. Okay, all right. By the way, we have a social media platform called Blag Enough. So if you haven't joined it, feel free to join Blag Enough. I hope you guys joined the book club today. It was really good. We've been reading Black Labor, White Wealth by Dr. Claude Anderson. And the URL is blackkeystogreatness.com. We meet every Wednesday, so if you'd like to join, you can join for free. It's blackkeystogreatness.com. It was really good today, and we really had a good conversation about power and what defines power, what that means. You know, when you say black power, like what are you really talking about? A lot of people don't have any power because they don't even know what power looks like. They can't even identify what power is, you know, versus say symbolism and stuff like that. So you can't be stupid and compete with white supremacy because white supremacy is not stupid. White supremacy is very smart, and if you don't educate yourself and think strategically, then you're going to get played every time. So when you don't value education and strategic thinking in your community, you lose. And that's why they love it when black people are stupid. They like it when you glorify rappers who can't spell and you know you're looking up to all the wrong people, and they do that shit on purpose. They want to keep you as dumb as bricks. They literally want you to be as dumb as possible. Oh, there's a guy over here. Can I get him? Can I get him? Okay, I got him. Where'd he go? There he is. Asshole. Die, motherfucker. Oh, there's this. Oh, that's my teammate. Shot my teammate. How funny is that? Let me reload my gun. Okay. I'm just learning how to use the keyboard, and I hit the wrong button sometimes. So I gotta. Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, come on, boys. Don't fuck it up. Okay, I got teammates now. What we doing, y'all? What we doing? Okay, one of our teammates just got killed. You know what? I want to go downstairs. Let me see what's down there. Oh god, that was stupid. Damn it, boys. Now I'm getting shot at because I'm stupid. I purchased a 10-ounce silver bar monthly. Good for you. They're not overcharging you or anything, are they? Make sure they're charging you a fair market price. I don't know what I just did. I think I just actually shot myself or something. So that shows you I'm not very good at this game as of yet. But see, the secret to getting better at something is you can't ever give up. You never give up on yourself. Always keep believing. And I am not going to give up. Okay, I do not like this gun. I think I want to... what is it? I'll keep this one. Okay. Alright.
Enemy soldier incoming. Get ready for impact.
You know what? I think I'd rather have this gun instead. Whoa. Shit, that's a good idea. Maybe one of my teammates will pick me up. There's rumors that Kevin Samuels is on the DL. Yeah, I don't I don't care about another person's sexuality. If I could really make a constructive suggestion for anybody, I would encourage you two things. One, if you're getting relationship advice, try to get advice from people who actually have healthy relationships. You know, like I don't know much about, you know, whether Kevin's been married, divorced, or whatever, but you know, I think that says a lot. I mean, the question is, what's your goal, right? So if your goal is to look good and to have an image that will help you get, you know, another piece of ass, then there's a lot of guys that could probably show you that. They could show you how to get women to have sex with you and stuff. And that's okay. Like, that's a good thing. Like, you know, I guess if you're young and that's what you want. I mean, everybody likes sex. But if your goal is like to really get a quality woman or quality man, you got to realize there's a lot of low quality women and a lot of low quality men. And what happens is you end up mixing breeds, mixing species almost, like where you're mixing the low quality women with the high quality men, and then the men think all women are bitches and hoes or whatever, and then you're mixing the high quality women with the low quality men, and then they think all men are garbage and trash. And what happens is that the good guys pay the price for what the bad guys do, because a lot of women don't know how to differentiate. Like they don't know how to pick between a quality man and a bad man, so they'll give their best love to a piece of shit man who talks a good game, and then when he uses them up and chews them up and spits them out, she'll go find some nice guy and treat him like complete shit. Okay, my teammate just got shot. What's happening here? Oh God! Who killed me? Oh, that guy was on the roof. Wow, look at that. He threw that Molotov cocktail. That was good. That was really good. Yeah, so yeah, and by the way, yeah, you can ask me any questions. Yeah, so I'm just telling you, I just really think it's like this weird culture of like black people continuing this long held tradition of hating each other. White people did that to you during slavery. You still do it, and blaming each other for all your problems. And it's the easiest thing in the world. Hold on, guys. If you ever want to build up a big YouTube channel, here's how. All you got to do is this. It's very easy. All you got to do is, if you're a man, just get up there and bash black women. And that's it. I know I shot my teammate. That was terrible. I'm such a bad player. If you ever want to have a big YouTube channel and you're a man, just go in there and bash women, and then you'll get a lot of followers, because there's a lot of men who will join you in the chorus of how much they hate black women. And then if you ever want to have a big channel and you're a woman, just bash men. But call yourself a feminist or something, so that people won't call you on your bullshit. You know, and then every time they call you on your bullshit, like start crying, use Becky tears, and, you know, start assessing the blame for your life on other people. And people will like co-sign with that all day. Now, if you don't want to have a big following, like if you don't want to get support, here's what you do. Tell people to be accountable for their own fucking lives. Like, if you tell people to be accountable for their own lives, you're going to have a hard time, because you're going to have enemies, both male and female. You're going to have women that think that you are women bashing, and then you're going to have men who think that, oh, you must be a man hater or whatever, or a simp or something like that, right? Like, that's what you get if you actually want people to be accountable. So strong people have to be the ones to do that, the third thing. But if you want the easy route, you know, where you just get a lot of views and a lot of people love you, just get in there and talk about how much black women are the reason for all your problems, and black women are garbage, and, you know, or black men, you know, talk shit about black men, because everybody hates black men. Everybody thinks that we're just a bunch of toxic masculinity predators, you know. So that's what it is, you know. So I'm not. I think Kevin Samuels, I actually think he's very smart and logical. I think he's a very logical person. But, you know, I mean, you ain't got to tell women they're going to die alone just because they don't listen to you. I mean, come on, man. You don't have to do that. You could just say, you know, hey, here's another perspective, or help, you know, I don't know. God forbid we actually help women heal from the ridiculous trauma that some of them have gone through. And men, too. You know, I mean, we know the trauma is everywhere. And that's what I've concluded. I just really believe that that's where you get, it's like a zombie virus. You know, when a zombie bites you, you become a zombie too. So so the best thing you can do as a man or a woman, in my view, is to stick around with high quality people. By high quality, I mean, you know, people that are determined to have healthy engagements and interactions with other people. I'm not talking about people who say that they're healthy, because everybody's going to say they're healthy. Everybody says that they're one of the good guys. Everybody swears that they're not out to hurt anybody and that the world has only hurt them. I'm talking about people that really believe that, like people that really are looking to engage in, you know, conflict resolution, who actually, you know, really want to bring the best out of their man, or bring the best out of their woman. And those are the important people in the community, in my view, because those are the only ones that you can build families with. You can't build a family off a person who's traumatized and screwed up and thinks that their shit doesn't stink. Like part of the first part of kind of developing a healthy relationship with another black person, in my point of view, is having a willingness to be vulnerable enough to admit that you could be wrong. You know, like the willingness as a man to say, okay, you know, let me rethink the way I treat women and view women. You know, let me make sure I give my wife the respect she deserves. And the same thing is true with women. You know, you got women that just believe all the nonsense that everything wrong in her life is a man's fault. I hate that. That drives me insane. So my big challenge, honestly, is that I don't have any friends because I don't have anybody. I have a few friends. I mean, I have some logical people that I think get what I'm saying, but then you know I have a lot of people that get mad at me because I don't pick a side. So what happens is when you don't pick a side, then you're against everybody's side in their mind. Like if you're either with us or we hate you. And so, you know, so I'll have women, one hand, you know, I'll say something about, you know, like Lizzo, and I'll say, why is Lizzo promoting obesity and, you know, saying that it's good to be fat when you're going to get strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, and all the other shit? I mean, we don't hate you for being fat. We just wish you would stop acting like that's a good thing. Like that's the goal. Like that's the objective. That's the thing that makes you successful. Like stop that shit. That's stupid. You know, so what'll happen is I'll have people say, "Oh, you hate women. You hate women because you hate wait, no, I hate the fact that Lizzo's promoting obesity. I don't even hate Lizzo. So what makes you think I hate women? Oh, because I didn't co-sign on your bullshit. So you've now made me the enemy." Which is a bullying tactic. I don't respond well to bullies. I don't. And you know, whether you're talking about the Lizzo thing or what happened with Kwame Brown, you know, I just stopped talking about Kwame Brown because I just felt it was counterproductive to the people that I care about. But I didn't stop because I was worried about what other ignorant people had to say. I didn't give a shit. Like, whatever. You think what you want to think. And so, with that being said, though, it's kind of like, you know, so on one hand, I would get, you know, the people that say I'm a woman hater. And then on the other hand, when I challenge the men and I say, stop, you know, stop crapping on black women and making that like your profession. Stop believing stupid things like, oh, if you date a woman with kids, you simping. Shut up, you stupid fuck. Like that, most of our kids in our goddamn community don't have a daddy in the house. So how are you gonna dismiss like 90% of the damn kids as like worthless and garbage? Like how can you claim to love black people when you literally? Oh shit! I need to kill this lady. Hold on, die. Get down. Get down. Get down. Okay, you're down. All right. Sorry. See, y'all got me distracted. I can't. I'm up here. I almost got killed. But yeah. Seriously, like you're sitting around and you're literally believing that every woman with a child is garbage and low value or whatever. And I know where that comes from. You heard that from somebody on YouTube. You didn't come up with that original idea, and that's just dumb. How about you have? How about you have a more nuanced conversation, a more intelligent conversation? How about you say, you know, if a woman has children, that's a big commitment for me, and I've really got to think that through because if you are with a woman and she has kids, then those are your kids too. You know, that's more rational. That makes more sense to me because I can agree with. I'm like, yeah, you better not. You know, if she has kids, don't sign up for that unless you maybe have a little bread in the bank and you have a lot of patience. Kids require a ton of patience and you have to kind of be ready. It depends on what stage of life you're in. But to act like a woman is better just because she doesn't have kids, that's like the most retarded shit I've ever heard. Like that's not even a thoughtful statement, you know. And but you know what it is? I tell you, I read somewhere where they were explaining that most people, like 100,000 black kids graduate from high school every year and can't even read at grade level. So the truth is that most people are not that smart. Most people are not critical thinkers, you know. So somebody like me who I really embrace critical thinking, I think it's really important to have. I mean, my God, you're black. They're trying to kill you. You better be a critical thinker if you want to survive. That helps me understand like why certain people would just get pissed off, you know, because I have to learn patience. I have to learn how to realize it. Not everybody is going to get it and it's going to take time or whatever, right? But seriously, when you're talking about, you know, like just some of these ideas that are out here, they just don't make any sense to me. And I personally think it's all tied into the exact same white supremacy that keeps us oppressed. And I almost shot my own teammate again. That's so terrible. And I personally, and I'm tired of it. I just think it's stupid. It doesn't resonate with me. But then again, I'm 50, so maybe that's why I see things different. Some women can't have kids. That logic is flawed. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I'm not saying everybody should run off and go get with, with somebody that has children. I mean, you should know what you're always signing up for. But I think that when you just dismiss blanketly anybody with a child as low value or low quality or something like that, that's just not a intelligent statement. A better statement would be one where you simply say, you know, kids are a big responsibility. I'm going to process that and make sure that that's what I want for my life. And and if I don't want that, then I'm not going to be pressured into doing that. And that's pretty much what my position's always been. I've never been I think black children are precious and valuable and extraordinary. This dude didn't even revive me, and I'm sitting in the. Oh, I guess maybe there's like people trying to kill him, so maybe that's why he didn't. Okay. Anyway, I think these women need to stop calling into his show. Yeah, well, I don't know. I think if I was a woman, I wouldn't, and that bothers me too because they call in because they really want to do better. They really want to improve. They really want to understand, and I don't think they're calling in. I don't think they're calling in because they want to be bitches. Like I don't think they're calling in because they want to, be feminists and argue. I think they're calling in because they're like, I want advice from a man. Something that many of them never had as children, by the way. I want advice from a man who's intelligent on how I can make better decisions, right? And I think that when you get that trust from anybody, from a young person or whatever, I just really think that there's a way to approach it without just literally, causing irreparable harm to their self-esteem and whatever, like making them feel like complete shit about their lives. Like I think that you can still achieve the goal of awareness and change. Sorry, I'm grabbing this gun and stuff. While still, like you can still make your point and achieve awareness and change without necessarily saying, okay, because you didn't listen to me, you're gonna die alone. Because really, if one of those people, because people got to remember, like, there's a lot of hurt and there's a lot of lonely people. And it's really sad because I've seen lonely women do things that that really show almost like a type of desperation that some of them have to just have any man, any old kind of man. And there are men who can identify that, who take advantage of that. And so to me, if you tell somebody they're going to die alone, I just have a concern that it could just lead to these crazy consequences where, she kills herself and part of that blood is on your hands because you were the person who finally made her realize that there's no way to help her, And I've seen that happen. And that's happened actually in my life. I had a person that was close to me and he was kind of always having these pity parties and he would always say, oh, well, maybe I'll just kill myself. Maybe I'll kill myself, whatever. And I remember I just got so annoyed and I was like, well, fine. Like, if you're going to kill yourself, just do it, And he killed himself. Like, he really did. Like, I'm not laughing, but it really happened. And, and I felt some guilt about that. I didn't feel complete guilt. I felt enough guilt to where maybe there was a better way I could have handled that. I don't know, maybe handed it off to somebody else. But it made me understand, I look back on that. And for that particular person, I think I might have been one of the last people he felt he could turn to, and I think that out of my own frustration, because I'd give him advice and support and everything else, and he wasn't using it, I just got mad and was like, look, just go do it. Like, if you're going to jump off a bridge, do it, And I think that there's just a better way to handle that, right? I had to go through that in my 30s. And again, I'm not in my 30s anymore, so I've reflected on it. And I know it sucks, and it makes me feel kind of bad about it, but I don't feel that bad. Because at the end of the day, I do believe people are responsible for their own choices. So I'm a believer in tough love. In that regard, I'm with Kevin Samuels in terms of, kind of being honest. I like the honesty. I like the directness. I think that's good. But I really think that there has to be kind of a broader discussion where we're honest. So the same way, Kevin might be honest with you guys about what he feels. I think that people who disagree with him should be equally honest about how they feel. Right, and then everyone should accept each other's brutal honesty, because the answer typically lies somewhere in the middle, like just the weird thing where it almost seems like it's the women. These women don't do this, and these women won't do that, and that's why the relationships don't work. I don't doubt any of that. I'm just saying that it's deeper than just the women. In fact, I remember hearing people. I saw people that said, that me marrying an educated woman, like that's stupid. Like these educated women, they don't listen and blah 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 blah. I'm like, so you're punishing women because they went to school? Like that's like, are we really getting that primitive right now? Will we really think that a woman who went to school is somehow tainted because she actually had the audacity to read a book? When really maybe the problem is that your dumb ass wouldn't pick up a book. You sat around and didn't want to learn. You didn't want to grow. Like, come on, man, give me a break, bro. That's ridiculous. That's as silly as. So what you have now? You know what you have now? You have a lot of male feminists. That's like the male version of the feminist is the angry man who blames all his problems on women and says women are the reason for this and women are the reason for that. I don't relate to any of that. I think that the answer, the question is, what are your values? Do you value black family? Like, do you value black people getting along, or do you value the chaos where you simply prey on other people and you get them before they get you? Because that's a mindset, right? Like, if you really believe, that women, that women are worthless and these hoes ain't loyal and all these women are going to do you wrong or whatever, you better get them before they get you, then that speaks to a certain strategy for survival that you have to embrace in order to succeed, right? So your strategy has to be one where you become a predator. Like, you can't, if that's your mindset, like if you really believe that women are all out to get you and steal from you and they're all gold diggers and pretty worthless, then it doesn't make sense for you to be a nice person. You should be as much of an asshole as possible, because remember, you got to get them before they get you. And that's not really love. Like, that's not what love is. Like, love is supposed to be, built on trust and working together and having a communal connection with another person, right? So instead of love, you should probably call it something else. You should probably call it war, because that's what it is, right? It's war. War is like, well, I don't trust you because I'm gonna hurt you before you hurt me and all this other stuff. And that's what a lot of people do. They think they're in love, but really it's war. And I personally will tell you that, that's your philosophy. I mean, sure, it's fun. I mean, I guess if you just want to have like these worthless relationships, but it's not very fulfilling. And it also is very traumatic, right? It adds trauma on top of trauma because everything becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Let me kill this guy. There we go. Die, you asshole. There we go. Got him. I think it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you think all women are garbage and all women are hoes, then you're going to chase garbage hoe women. Or if you think all men are pigs or dogs, then you're going to chase dog type men. Because that's going to fulfill whatever expectation you have. And because nobody ever challenged you to have enough self-reflection to realize that everything that comes into your life, you put it there. Almost everything in your life, other than maybe when you were a little baby, almost everything in your life was put there by you. So a lot of times the state of your life is really a reflection to you. It's almost like God's way of revealing your own subconscious mind to you and telling you truly who you are and what you're made of. People whose lives are a complete mess and all over the place, that's a reflection of where their mindset is. I don't care what anybody says. So by the way, if you have a question, I'll answer questions. I'm just trying to not get killed right now. I got teammates. My teammates look pretty good. Oh yeah, the law of attraction is real. If you ever want to get real deep and figure out how the world works. Oh shit, there's a guy. Okay, what happened? Who did that? Who shot him? Yeah, if you ever want to get real deep and figure out how to be successful, go study the subconscious mind. The world is very metaphysical, and I'm telling you, if you sleep on that, then you're gonna miss out on all the things that really make your life happen the way it happens. Okay, this guy. Damn, I can't. I should have killed him. People have to fix their inside to see the outer world reflect back what they want. Absolutely. Did you ever check out that stock PSEC? No, I did not. Sorry, man. I haven't seen it. I don't know that company. I have underestimated depression in others. Yeah. You don't know what people are kind of feeling and going through. I like that team. Hopefully they'll let me play again. But then again, I wasn't that good, so they might not. They might kick me out. I got 1 kill. That's not too bad. Why did you stop shooting? Because I thought I thought I had an automatic weapon, and I was shooting. I guess I had to keep clicking the button, so I kind of messed that up. What happens when you've done everything correctly, but still in the economic downside of inside investment or downside outside investment? Maybe get some new coaches to help you think differently, John. I think that if what you're doing isn't working, you gotta do the difficult task of thinking outside yourself. So there's times where if I can't solve a problem, I counsel with people who help me see the problem in a completely different way. And I think that's an important way to evolve your thinking so that you can grow into the person who has the ability to solve the problem that's in front of you. So that's my 2 cents. My phone is dead. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna shoot this big old gun. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in here and see if I can just snipe from the corner. Come on, I need somebody to shoot. Oh crap! Okay, I can't move. I need my shotgun. Oh god! See, that's the problem. I can't use the keyboard. I can't move fast enough. It's so terrible. Is now a good time to invest? And if so, which would you say are the safest? I think, yeah. I mean, honestly, and I'm probably biased, but I don't think there's ever a bad time to start investing. I really don't, because prices tend to move upward, and the more time you allow to pass, the higher the price you're going to pay to get in the game. You know, like if you could go back in time and invest 30 years ago, you know, you could have a ton of money. Like if you literally just went back to the year 2000 and took the money that you spent on fast food and car notes and, you know, going out to eat, and put that money all in the stock market consistently and literally randomly pick stocks and just randomly threw the money in there, do you understand that you would have hundreds of thousands of dollars, like probably close to $1 million for some of you? Like that's how real it is, you know, and that's how important it is to, you know, just be in there and invest, especially now because you have an inflationary environment. And in an inflationary environment, stocks benefit when there's a lot of inflation, and you've had a lot of inflation the last several years, where they've really done some interesting things with the money supply. And some people think it's the end of the world, like they think fiat currency is going to eventually be worthless and all that. I'm not in that doom and gloom camp, but I can certainly understand when people have concerns about the way the money supply has kind of been, you know, or the quantitative easing, that's what they call it. There's a documentary that I really like called Boom Bust Boom, which is all about quantitative easing, and they actually use puppets in this documentary to explain the economy, which is a great way to get over people's fear of financial topics. And let me see, let me grab this gun. And they actually talk about quantitative easing and how it causes asset inflation. And asset inflation means that basically the prices of all of your financial assets and real assets have gone way up. Okay, I'm not going all the way over there. Guy's all the way over on the other side. He should be over here with his teammates. What are you doing? Okay, let me see. Let me grab this. Okay, I'm gone. I keep waiting for the day when this becomes easy. That day has not yet arrived. But I am better than I used to be, so that's a good thing. I shot him! Hey, Dr. Games, what's going on? Housing prices are ridiculously high now, especially in Atlanta. Homes are way overpriced beyond their worth. Do you see a market collapse coming soon because of it? No, actually, I don't. Um, I'm buying a house in Atlanta right now. So yeah, I know what you mean, but you know, um, I even if there's a collapse, they're not going to stay down for long. Um, hold on, let me get out here. I gotta concentrate because if I don't, I'm gonna get myself killed. So hold on. Start playing with a keyboard and mouse as opposed to a joystick, which is a whole different skill set for me. I am gonna keep trying. Okay, let's my teammate down. Need some stuff. Oh crap, man! I have no idea who shot me. Maybe my teammate will pick me up. Should I cash out half my equity on my home to put toward a second home? Well, I'm not gonna say yes or no to that, but I'm not gonna say that I would blame you if you did. I mean that's an investment decision, right? So if you're earning more from your second home in terms of annual return on investment and earning more than whatever the cost of the loan is, then that's what makes a good investment, right? So you're paying, 3%, but you're earning, 10% or whatever, then that makes it into a good investment, right? Because you're making more than you're spending, and that's the rule of investing. Are you making more than what you're spending? Oh, shit, this dude. Okay, I'm gonna go in this bathroom. Let's see if my teammate comes back. Why are these billionaires flying to space for 10 minutes? Mainly because there's a huge market. There's a huge market for space tourism that's developing right now. You have a lot of money there. I think Jeff Bezos said that he's already sold $100 million worth of tickets for space flights. And so space tourism is going to be a big deal. I'm excited about it. I like what the guys are doing. I like what Branson did, Bezos did, Musk is doing. And it's interesting because they're all doing different things. I feel like Musk has a bigger objective. Like Musk really wants to get to Mars. Branson went on the edge of space, and he came back safely. Um, Now Bezos is interesting because Bezos gave this great presentation Alicia and I listened to, where he actually talked about this really innovative idea of actually building artificial planets, and I thought it was a great concept, where he was literally saying that, like, why would you want to go live on Venus or Mars where the environment is really uncomfortable? Why not just build a planet? And I was like, how do you build a planet? And he was making the argument that the technology doesn't exist to do that right now. But what he did say is that, you could lay out the infrastructure to start the process maybe in a generation or two. Like, so what he was explaining was, he said, like with Amazon, we were able to build off infrastructure that was built by the Postal Service. And he said, so basically for the kids, what we should do is build, hold on guys, I'm trying to not get killed, is build, roads to space, like literally build the infrastructure that would allow us to, in a generation, actually have, the capacity to start on that process of building artificial planets. Like, so for example, you'd have to build, a space station on the moon and then take a bunch of materials to the moon and make stuff on the moon. Somehow, I guess because of the low gravity atmosphere or whatever, it allows you to make stuff more efficiently and to do construction more efficiently. So he was arguing that perhaps in this generation, we could go ahead and begin to lay the infrastructure so that maybe in 80 years or 100 years, young people could then, our grandkids, would then have that ability to step up and finish the job, right? And I thought it was brilliant. And he was saying that because if you build an artificial planet, you can create whatever weather you want to have. Like you can create a beach, you can create, you know, a place where people can go skiing and stuff like that. And I just thought it was a great idea. I thought it was a great visionary concept. I wondered, did they come up with that, or was that found in some forbidden ancient text? I don't know, probably. Any space stocks that you're interested in particular? I don't know. I got some Virgin Galactic. I bought some of the ARC fund. Kathy Wood. Kathy Wood has that fund where she has a space ETF, and I did buy some of that. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I think I got all your questions. I'm gonna play one more game, then I think I'm gonna go upstairs. Alicia's waiting for me, so gotta go upstairs and hang out with my beautiful wife. So how are you all doing? What cities are you in? Tell me what cities you're in. Not many people come in when I'm playing my video games, so I know y'all must really be like ride or dies. Because, you know, if I'm talking about something else, and a lot of people might show up, but when I'm playing video games, only my real friends show up and watch me stumble through Call of Duty. That's how I know y'all really love me. And I appreciate you. I love you too. Oh, you're in Jersey. Okay. Climate, weather via space colonies, just like Mobile Suit Gundam in the 70s. Okay. Montreal, Dallas. All right, great. Love Dallas. Haven't been to Montreal ever, I don't think. I've been to Toronto, but not Montreal. I'd like to go to Montreal one day. I'd like to go a lot of places because I haven't been able to travel overseas since the whole pandemic thing. I went to Mexico, though. Mexico was great to travel to during the pandemic. They just needed the money, so they were just like, whatever you can, if you got money, you can just act like there is no pandemic here. Okay, I just have to got in the head. Yeah, die, son of a bitch. All right, would it be possible for black nations to simply stop exporting, selling their resources to non-black nations? Nah, the Chinese are all over Africa, man. They're all there. They ain't leaving, and they've made 100-year deals with them for land leases. Like in Jamaica, there's a great big expressway that the Chinese built, and they leased all this land, all going straight across Jamaica, and they have 100-year leases on this land in Jamaica. Like it goes from Kingston all the way to the northern part of Jamaica, and the Chinese came and built this amazing highway. And what it does, the highway is great actually because it takes it shortens like a 3-hour drive through these windy roads, horrible, dangerous roads, to like it makes it like a 45-minute trip that's like really comfortable and easy. And that's a good thing. But the downside is that it makes it harder to. The downside is that the people of Jamaica can't afford to use the road. So I think that the Chinese, what they're doing is they're using the road. Where'd that guy go? They're using the road for their workers, right? So so we used it obviously because you know we could afford it. But I remember asking people about it, and they said, yeah, most regular Jamaicans can't use that highway because it costs too much. So you know, and then I also read further that that some of the lease deals, you know, to get the land to make the road were kind of ridiculous. Like literally the leases were like 99 years, and you know, and it's and I think eventually some people are going to start becoming more aware of these deals. And the Chinese are interesting because the Chinese, when they come to your country and they set up shop, they don't really, from what I've gathered, like they're not gonna teach you what they're doing. Like they might say, hey, we can come and help you build a shit. I thought I could shoot this guy. Where'd he go? Asshole. Where are you? Oh, he's shooting at me. I gotta get out of here. I gotta run and put on some armor. Okay, let me circle back. See if I can go get him now. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? I want this money. Sorry guys, I gotta focus here. But yeah, so the Chinese, when they make deals, from what I've gathered, they don't really, like they'll come in and they'll say, okay, you need a railroad, right? And the poor African country will be like, yeah, we'd like a railroad. So what they might do is they might say, okay, well, give us the land, and give us like 100-year lease on the land, and then also we're gonna bring our own engineers, our own employees over to build the railroad, and then we're not going to teach you how we built it. We're not going to teach you any of the engineering technology that we used, to build the railroad. And so, if you need maintenance on the railroad, then call us and we'll fix it for you. But no, we're not going to give you the ability to be self-sufficient in any way. And that's the part of the deals with the Chinese that are problematic, is that it becomes a scenario where they're positioning themselves in the world, and they're thinking about the next 100 years. Like they're thinking about their people long term. And so that's why I asked you guys, what's the 100-year plan for your family? What's the 100-year plan for your community? Does anybody have a 100-year plan for black people? Is anybody even talking about that? You've got all these fake black leaders out here, talk a whole lot of shit about, like, I represent the black community, or I'm in the Congressional Black Caucus, or whatever. Well, what is their 100-year plan for black people? Like, what are they really doing to improve the lives of black people? Have they improved the lives of black people? In what way is quality of life for black people improved because of their existence? The answer is no way. It isn't improved, right? So I would almost say to you, just being more clear and specific, that you don't have any good leadership. You just don't. Even a lot of your men, when your men got kind of taken away, and the men were kind of taught to not be leaders, they were taught to be followers, and and they want to be out pimping hoes and whatever it is that getting high and drunk or whatever. Like, even that led to a loss of leadership in your families and in your neighborhoods. So like when that little black girl got shot by when she got shot by the cop, that was all due to a lack of male leadership in the community. Because there's a lot of communities where it never would have got to the point where between two teenage girls where the police needed to be called anyway. Like, it never would have even got to that point, because the fathers of the neighborhood would have squashed that shit immediately. But because you don't have that, that's why you have chaos. That's why, you got kids in different hoods across America, 14, 15 years old, like, with, shooting each other down in the street because the father's not there. The regulator's not there. You have bad leadership. So one thing we need is we need more leaders. We need people that understand what leadership is, and the courage that comes with it, the humility, what's another term I would use? The service. Leadership is service. It's not ego. You got a lot of guys with big egos, and they call themselves leaders, but they're not leading anybody. They're just, I don't know, they just like being famous or having a big YouTube channel or making money or whatever. So I don't know. I just kind of feel like that's one of the issues that we have. But I'm not here to just complain about being black. First of all, my first job right now is to stay alive and not get shot. That's what I'm doing here. I'm definitely not a leader on this team, because I'm clearly probably the worst player on the team, but I'm doing my best. Okay, so he put that ping over there. Does that mean he's going over there, or what's he? Okay, let me look at this map. What are we doing here? What are we doing? All right. You know what? I'm just going to sit right here. Mind your own. Maybe it's time for war. There has to be a way to change that. It's crazy. Yeah, I think the best way to change it is start with your family. That's what I do. I just start with my family and with my kids and your sphere of influence. Everybody has a circle of influence. So the best blessing that God ever gave me is the fact that my circle of influence is bigger than most. And I'm super excited about it, because I'm like, man, this gives me an opportunity to really, do something that's going to make a difference. Man, this is awesome. So that's what I think about, when I think about, like, okay, what am I going to do with this YouTube channel I have? Or if I'm, everything I'm doing, I'm always trying to think about, how do I put it into the bigger context, right? So even something as simple as, okay, I want to do something for myself and play video games again, a ridiculously immature act, I know, but something I wanted to do because I got tired of working all the time. I was like, maybe I can tie that into, crap, damn it, I just stunned my own teammate. I'm such an idiot. See, that's terrible, man. What's wrong with me? I was thinking about it in the context of saying, in what way, maybe I can tie this into what I already do, right? So I was like, okay, maybe what I'll do is I will play video games and answer questions, and we could talk about stocks and life and being black and also maybe there's young people, maybe there's like a young person, and I've met a lot of young people. Like I've met some cool college students and stuff like that. Like just playing video games. So I was like, well, maybe there's like a young person who is playing video games, and maybe they'll be sitting around and we'll just start talking, and I can maybe give them some guidance on some of the things that might help them, right? Give them just the Dr. Boyce perspective on a lot of areas of life. Something that I wish I'd had. I wish I had more older people who were smart, who would just tell me about life, who would just talk to me about, how to make how to have a good relationship with my girlfriend, how to get some money, without doing stupid stuff, how to just be free and happy and everything else. And I hope I didn't. I think I just bought the same thing twice. I'm so stupid. God. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's done now. Now, I guess I'll ping this for my teammate. And it's been fun. Like, and I've achieved that goal. Like, I've talked to a lot of like young people playing video games, and I'm literally in that context. I'm literally every day always thinking about what, as a black man, I could do that's going to give a young black person a chance. And I admit that's where my bias comes in, because I honestly get a little offended when I hear men say, kids are a burden, and only a sucker would marry a woman with kids and everything else. I'm like, why would you say that? I mean, it's that same spirit of helping take care of other people's kids. That's why your football coach took you under his wing, when you were playing Little League football. Like, this is all the same energy. It's just applied in different ways. So can I get this guy? There he is. I shot him. How did he get me? Okay, let me lift back up. Come on. I gotta get inside. Okay. Let me put on my armor. Sorry guys, I'm in the middle of a life or death situation right now. Oh shit, there he is. Damn. I hate that, but people clearly don't care over there. We need more of a mindset like the Chinese. Yeah, we do. The reason the Chinese are able to win, let me tell you why the Chinese are able to win. And this is a great rule to apply to life if you want to be successful. The Chinese win because they think long term, and they think broad. They think broadly as a group, and they're thinking long term. So they go far and they go wide. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Americans are gonna lose against the Chinese because we don't think that way. We don't think, like, you think about, we instead of thinking broad and long term, we think small, like ourselves. We think about ourselves, and we're thinking short term. So if my goal in life is to have instant gratification for myself and myself only, then I can't compete with a person whose objective is to consider the collective and to think long term. A person that thinks long term and broad with a group is always going to defeat the person who thinks solo and short term, right? That's like comparing the power, like compare the cell phone. This cell phone is the Chinese brain, right? It's wide and it's long. So they're thinking long term and they're thinking broadly across a group of people. The head of this pen is an American, right? You're not thinking long term. You're not thinking about anybody but yourself, and that's what you're doing. You've literally got people, and I'm telling you, for some reason I don't know why this seems like a complex concept to people, but there's so many people. Pay attention to how many people there are around you who literally are thinking not even trying to even incorporate family or community, but everything's about themselves. And look at the way a lot of, not all guys, but some guys even think like this when you talk about women. They're not thinking about trying to be part of a family. They're not thinking long term. They're thinking about what's going to feel good right now. Like, how can I get a piece of ass and get that immediately, and that's it. Like, or another drink of liquor, or get high again, or whatever. It's like, it's a pleasure-seeking behavior, right? It's very selfish, me and mine, and that's it. And that's the conflict I end up having with a lot of guys, online. Not the conflict where I challenge them, is they'll say things like I saw one guy, and he had a lot of people that watched this video, and I never met him, he doesn't know me, he doesn't know anything about me, but he did a whole video about me. about basically saying this is Dr. Boyce could have done better, and here's where he messed up, by committing to that woman or whatever, right? And I know exactly where he was coming from. What he was basically saying is, if you're, famous and rich, and they a lot of guys, for some reason, people started talking a lot about my net worth or whatever, and I guess Celebrity Net Worth says my net worth is $8 million. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't think it's important, but I'm not a poor man. I'll say that. But it was like, I get their mindset. Their mindset is, well, if you're a man that has money and you're a high value man and you're famous and all these women like you, then you should be you should be thinking about how much ass you can get, by Tuesday. Like getting ass should be your number one objective, and being free and without the burden of things like children and stuff like that, right? So why would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself? And that mindset, it's I know that mindset. It comes from kind of thinking, how can I myself right now get as much gratification as I can possibly get based on where I am in life, right? But the thing about it is that thinking like that is not how I got to be where I am right now. Like the people that have power and have the ability and the freedom, like I could go out right now and buy a lot of really expensive stuff, but if I had been thinking that way my whole life, I would not be in a position where I could buy that expensive stuff. So the people, it's like a lot of stuff. Like even with like for example, with Alicia, my wife is not really into money. Like she doesn't care much about how much money a person has or whatever. But it's because she's not into money that she has access to my money, right? The fact that she's not, she wasn't obsessed with money and whatever, because I could smell a gold digger from a mile away. So the fact that she was interested in things other than how much money I had, made me more open to sharing my money with her. Do you follow what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Right? So really, I heard what the guy was saying, and I totally got it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. A lot of women have hit on me. That's absolutely true. But I also know, I'm wise enough to know that chasing instant gratification throughout your life does not end well for you. And the reason that people do it, I think, is because they're copying the rappers. And you see what it's doing to the rappers. All those rappers are dying young. They're either getting shot in their 20s or they're dying, of old age when they're 45 years old, right? They're in their 40s, having all these health problems, drug addiction issues or whatever, dying of heart attacks and stuff, because they've been living that instant gratification lifestyle for such a long time. Like that shit will kill you. So my position on it was, I'm 50 and I want to act my age. I don't want to be 50 thinking that I'm 27. I don't want to be a 27-year-old. I'm supposed to mentor a 27-year-old and help him to, be a better man. I'm not supposed to imitate his behavior, right? And that's not something that is a popular sentiment. So what it does, is I know it's gonna, a lot of people won't understand it, and people will just flat out, like say, what is he doing? This doesn't make any sense. But believe me, the way I got to be successful in my life and anything that I ever succeeded in was by being very strategic. I'm extremely strategic about everything that I do. I think it through as much as I can, and that's how you get there. You don't get there by just chasing ass and just doing stupid and putting yourself in dumb situations and all that. Like, no, that's not gonna work for you. Okay, I'm gonna play one more game, then I'm gonna head on out, I think. Crap, I keep getting killed. Our worth is according to God. God holds dominion over all material things. Yes, he does. They have that mindset because that's what their father thought about their mother. That could be true. That's not off base. We used to think long term. Well, you know what? When I say we, here's what I believe, right? Jay. I believe that we still think long term. I believe that we are the personification of the very best of our ancestors. So, and when I say we, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about really B1 people. I'm talking about people that are in the space that we're in, that think the way we think. I'm not worried about B1 people. I think B1 people are doing everything right. You're building your wealth, you're taking care of your family, you're educating yourselves. Doing those three things, wealth, family, and education literally are the three key things that will make you strong, as a black man or woman in America. If you value those three things, wealth, education, and family, you're gonna win. You're not gonna be stuck. Because look at the people that struggle the most. The people that struggle the most are the people where their money's all fucked up, their family situation is all fucked up. either it started that way or they just continued the cycle, right? They just, like some guy that's got 8 babies mamas in 6 different states, or some lady that's got a bunch of baby daddies, and whatever. And I'm not making fun of people. If you're in that category, I'm not making fun of you. I just think it's like an awareness thing. Like, if you don't have that awareness, then yeah, your life's gonna be a mess. But literally think about that. Those are the 3 areas that matter. If you're together in those 3 areas, if you are together in terms of value and education, like, you'll pick up a damn book and learn a skill, and then you take, when you make money, you keep your money as much as you can, and you are building relationships rather than destroying them. That's where family comes into play, because family ain't just people you're related to. Family is anybody that's got your back, right? You're gonna be fine. There's almost no person in America who values education, who's responsible with money, and is a wealth builder, and also values family, who isn't doing well in America. So if you ever want to get past racism, stop letting them convince you to act like a nigga. If you act like a nigga, then you're gonna live a nigga lifestyle. Shit, I'm getting shot by this guy right now. Damn, is he gonna come get me? Let me see if I can get out of here. Why would he? See, I hate that. Right? They wait for me to they wait for me to self-revive, and then they shoot me. It's taunting. That's what it is. It's bullying. They're bullying me. Why do you think black folks don't push to go to trade school first before we head to college? I don't think all black people should do it, but I think some people should do it. I think if the goal is to figure out how to put yourself in a good economic position, and college, it really isn't your thing. There's nothing about a college degree that's going to guarantee that you're going to make more money. What's going to help you make more money is being in a place where the money resides, where the money is, right? So if you're in a place where there is money, meaning like if you're in a hair salon and you're the best hairstylist and you know how to monetize your skill, then you're going to make more money than a college graduate, right? Or if you're a plumber and you've got all these people that need plumbing done and they all pay you to do their plumbing, then you're gonna make more money than a college graduate. There's nothing about that bachelor's degree that says that that it's somehow worth more money, right? I mean, I think sometimes we make the mistake of believing that that's the case because bachelor's degrees are fancy. They're sophisticated. You think that you're automatically in some sort of higher class in America, and that's a bad trap to fall into. Because there's so many college graduates, they're master's degree, PhD people with doctorates who make the same amount of money as welfare recipients, and the only thing that they're able to hold on to make themselves feel better than a welfare recipient is the fact that they have all that education. And I'm not going to say the education is worthless. It certainly has value, but the thing about value is that value, it's like having oil in the ground. Like imagine if you were hungry and you needed, $500 to eat, to buy groceries, and another, and more money to and more money to pay the bills, right? And let's say somebody told you that you have $20 million worth of oil in the ground beneath your house. Well, that's not going to help you eat, right? You don't know how to drill oil, right? You wouldn't know what to do with it. So maybe you would sell the land to somebody who could drill the oil, but let's say you couldn't even do that. Well, then you would be stuck. You have something that has no purpose, no value. So effectively, a lot of times having a lot of education reminds me of that oil where, the only time education makes you money is when you're in a position where your education has been, where there's some business owner who has hired you to put your education to use in such a way that they've monetized it effectively enough to compensate you for your time, right? So they compensate you based on your skill set, right? So you make this natural connection in your head between education and money. Like people say, I want to make more money, so I want to get a master's degree. Well, why did you get the master's degree to make more money? Well, you did it because somebody told you that master's degree recipients make more money than people that have bachelor's degrees. And that is 100% true. Not in every case, but in many cases, right? But there's nothing inherently valuable about a master's degree that means that a master's degree recipient is automatically determined or destined to be wealthier than a person with a bachelor's degree. There's nothing about the master's that does that. So that's why people get surprised. That's why they're like, oh my God, I have all this education and I'm still only making as much money as somebody with a diploma. Well, that's because you didn't have somebody. Oh shit, who is this? Who monetized your skill? What's this guy doing? Is he bothering me? Does he want something from me? You don't have somebody who monetized your skill effectively enough to compensate you for all that education that's in your head. So what black people have to do is, instead of depending on white people to monetize us, right? Like they don't sell you into slavery. You sell yourself into slavery, and you hope that they pay you a good price. Instead of depending on them to do all that, you probably want to gain the skill to do that for yourself, right? So here's what I would do, right? Like my daughter is she's probably gonna major in something like theater arts or some hoity-toity type of major in college, because she's an artsy person. She likes to, sing and dance and perform and all that. Well, that's fine. We can do that, because I'm also going to make sure my daughter understands how to monetize and how to start a business and things like that. And then what's going to happen is, when she says, hey, I want to audition to be in a play, I'm going to say, well, Tyler Perry, remember what I told you about Tyler Perry? Tyler Perry raises money for his own plays, and he owns the plays, and then he can make himself the star of the play. I had her meet Ice Cube when Ice Cube and I were talking, and he came on to the podcast. First thing I did was I had him meet my daughter, and I said, yeah, Ice Cube, and she said, yeah. She said, yeah, don't you make family movies or something like that, right? And I said, yeah, he's also a rapper. And I said, he's also a content creator just like you. I said, the same way, how you make those TikTok videos and you make all that content? And she said, yeah. I said, well, that's what he does. He makes content. He just makes a different kind of content, but that's what you're going to do when you grow up, right? And so I think that those like little examples like that for your kids can help you to position them so that, so that they're not just out here stuck. Like if you're just depending on white folks to monetize you, what are you going to do when they decide not to monetize you? Or what are you going to do when they decide that whatever you put all that energy into creating, whatever thing you did that you thought made yourself more valuable in the job market, what are you going to do when they just decide, we think you're damaged goods? Like you're a little too black, a little too whatever. We don't want you. We're going to blackball you. We're going to kick you out of our economic system. And then you're going to be stuck, right? So, but if you know how to monetize, and then what you can do is you can take your skill and you are able to then go make money from that skill without having to depend on anybody else to do that for you. So I think that I really just think we need to fucking stop with the whole like go to college and get a degree, and because you got some degree, some white man's gonna come along and pay you a lot of money. That's some dumbass bullshit fairy tale nonsense that we get shoved in our heads. What really needs to happen, in my view, is every black child needs to learn how to start a business by the age of 12. Period. Even if they never become an entrepreneur, every black child needs to own shares of stock from the time they're a baby. Every black child needs to know how to buy real estate at some point, because that's the key to wealth. You do all those things, and I don't care what you're majoring in college, you're gonna be fine. That's where all the struggles come from. That's all this stuff that you think happens just because you're black. There's nothing about being black that inherently means you're going to fail. The only problem being black that you have is that blackness is associated with a culture that is a failing culture. It's a dependent culture. You depend on white people as much as they depend on you. They don't, they sometimes they ain't no white people in the room, but you bring them in the room because you need something that's going to explain why your life is all fucked up, when the reality is that there are choices that you're able to make, and you just forgot that you have a choice. So if they, if white people disappear from the earth, I think Nathaniel Jordan, the Minister of Wellness, said this. He said, if white people disappear from the earth, we would invent some group that oppresses us. We would find some boogeyman that allows us to feel no responsibility for the situations that we're in individually and collectively. And I agree with that 100%. Dr. Boyce, do you have a specific place where I can send funds that can sponsor those who might not be able to afford the Black Business School? That's a great point, Ron. Email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. If you email support@theblackbusinessschool.com, they can actually guide you to something where you can do that. And we can make it a scholarship, and let, you can pay for somebody else to join the Black Business School. I think that would be the coolest thing in the world. And also, we do have a hotel investing mastermind if you want to join that. where we have a group that's actually investing in hotels and buying hotels, and they're letting the students in on some of their deals, and these are hotel investing experts, Omari Head and stuff like that. So if that's of interest to you, you can go to, actually, I think it's hotelinvestingmastermind.com. That's in hotelinvestingmastermind.com. Are you going to ask Van Jones for funding? No, I'm not. I'm happy for Van. I really am, but I'm not. I don't know Van. I don't even know. I don't know if he knows me or not. I know people that know Van, and also another guy that got some money. I forgot the brother's name. I interviewed him, but I can't remember his name. But he got a bunch of money. John something, and I forgot his name. But he does like financial stuff, and I liked him. I like talking to him. He's a cool dude. Um, and I'm happy for him. I like Van because I like what Van's doing on incarceration. I mean, sure, Van and we're different, right? Like, I'm not, I wouldn't be a fit for like CNN or something. But I'm kind of tired of like nitpicking and finding something wrong with everybody who's doing things differently from the way I'm doing it. I feel like we got too much of that. So I think with Van, it's like, congratulations. I'm glad you got the money. I like your incarceration work, and I wish you the best with it. Do I think that's the be-all, end-all solution for black people? No, I don't. I don't think Van Jones is going to be the one to lead us necessarily to the promised land. But Van Jones is a guy that can get some people out of jail, and that's important. You need, that. I mean, I look forward to seeing what he does with that money. But I did, the only little tidbit I did throw in there with Van was I did say on Twitter that he should keep getting folks out of prison. Oh man, this guy's right here. Keep getting people out of prison, please. And as you've been doing, I love what you're doing over there. And then two, let's get some black-owned businesses going, because the next 100 million should come from black people. All right, so let's see here. You should go live with Rizza Islam. You know what? I think I am. I gotta hit Rizza up. That's a good point. Let's see, Jay. Thank you for your donation. Jay says you and your wife should go matchmaking. Go matchmaking. Oh, you mean like match people together? That's not a bad idea. It'd be kind of fun. The only time to go to college is to get some kind of credentials in what you study and practice on your own time prior to the education. Yeah, I think that college is definitely obviously necessary for certain certifications, right? Like if you want to be a social worker licensed, you have to go to college, or a licensed dentist, or licensed doctor, or a licensed attorney. In terms of just learning, I don't know if colleges are the best place to learn. I think COVID kind of shut down the need for universities. And I think universities will probably never recover from this. I think a lot of private universities are going to go. Even before the pandemic happened, there were predictions that most private universities would go bankrupt within 10 years. So the pandemic just accelerated what many thought was, pretty much think is the inevitable anyway. So yeah, I'm not. I don't even care. I mean, I know my kids, are going to go to college because their mother wants them to go. But honestly, I don't care if my kids go to college, as long as they have the skill they need to be successful. That's what I want. Are you going to succeed, and do you have what you need? And having what they need is something that me and their mother can give them without a university. So, but then again, we are college professors, so that I acknowledge that. I would like to hear you interview McKinley Phipps, the No Limit rapper who served 21 years with no evidence linked to him. Ooh, wow. Is he still in jail now? I gotta look that up. Oof. God, I hate stories like that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, C. Murders, he's still locked up too, right? Well, I tell you, hip hop is a dangerous industry to be in. I heard Young M.A.'s in rehab too, right? Is that right? Yeah, I'm telling you. Kind of a death culture to some extent. We need to fund grassroots nonprofits like 501c4s. How do you feel about that? I agree 100%. My wife and I actually have a foundation called the Boyce and Alicia Watkins Foundation, and we give money to black-owned schools and just projects that are benefiting black youth, particularly in education. And so two things that we're going to do is we gave money to Freedom Home Academy International in Chicago. We gave money to the X School for Boys, run by your boy King Randall. We also are going to give money to Black Achievers in Louisville, Kentucky. We're making a donation there, and we're also going to make a donation to Oh shit, this guy's shooting at me. We're gonna make a donation to the West Side Track Club, which is the track team that I was a part of when I was a kid, and because they coach inner city kids in Louisville, Kentucky. So I'm a big fan of supporting 501c3s and all that stuff. All right, I'm playing one more time, then I'm going to bed. So if you got a question, you better put it in there because I'm about to be out. Y'all can't sit here and make fun of me forever for being a terrible Call of Duty player. See, this is what's bad, right? Now there's gonna be like more stuff. The internet will have more reasons to make fun of me. They already make fun of me for my wedding. They make fun of me. I forgot what else do people make fun of me. So let's see. I'm a simp. I am. I'm a fraud. I forgot about that. That's a good one. I am. What else did they say? They say I. Somebody. What? Oh crap! I gotta shoot this guy. One more thing. What was it? Oh yeah, that I'm secretly controlled by an Asian man. um, that I am the feds. Oh, and Kwame Brown said I'm part of the get along, go along, get along gang or whatever he was saying when he was high and drunk and talking crazy shit. What else? What else am I? And then so one more thing they can add to the list is that I'm a terrible Call of Duty player, and I'm like this 50-year-old man who's embarrassing himself every night by doing the absolute best he can to play this video game, and I still suck at it. I mean, what kind of crappy? And Mark Lamont Hill said I made the worst rap song ever. I made a song. What was it back in 2006? I was surprised he went back 15 years. I was like, that's a long time. You don't have anything. I've done a lot of fucked up shit since then. You haven't. That's the best you got. I'm kind of disappointed. I kind of expected more from you. But yeah. So now the next thing they should be able to say, this is good content. Seriously, like those of you that like to that make money with your videos by putting my name and image on them. Tell them how bad I am at Call of Duty because I really suck at this. So anyway, I'm about to get out of here, guys. I hope you guys have a good night. How do you invest in Africa stocks or their natural resource export? There are mutual funds that invest in third world, a lot of third world countries, stuff like that. Emerging markets funds. That's what the term you want to look for, emerging markets. So I'm about to get out of here, guys, and love you, and I hope you guys have a great day. And it was fun talking to you. And